Hey guys, how's y'all doing? I'm channeling my Erica Badu on my Jill Scott tonight in anticipation for Saturday versus battle. Erica Badu versus Jill Scott. I'm channeling Neo Soul tonight, boo. Hey guys, thanks for joining. How y'all do? My bed today. Yes, my bed today. In anticipation for Saturday's concert with Erica Badu and Jill Scott, I'm channeling Neo Soul tonight. Yes, put my red lipstick on. Yes. All right. Hi guys. How's y'all doing? Feeling pretty today? How's everybody doing? Hi Leighton. Leighton is going to be joining us shortly. Hi Cheryl. Guys, Cheryl requested that we did a part 2 of last week's live where we were talking about strategic as JA. How you doing? So she wanted a part 2 because we had a really good discussion last week. And we really didn't finish it because I actually wanted to talk about Mobile Edge, but I wanted Leighton on to talk about Mobile Edge because he is Mr. Mobile Edge. So if I could get him on, I would have preferred doing that. But thanks for the suggestion, Cheryl. I'm right there with you, boo. So just some quick announcements while we wait on some more people to join. So have you guys signed up for the boot camp? So Kingston Creative and the hub, the co-working hub, they have joined together to do a 3-week workshop for creatives who want to learn how to get online, start creating online. Oh yeah, good strategy. Said to sign up. Who wants to learn how to get online, get started, branding, marketing themselves online, putting themselves out there. Yes. Hi guys, welcome. So let me pin today's topic so people coming in can know what we're talking about. Online payment solutions that work and work with Leighton Campbell. All right. If this not spell good, wanna see with me fast and say online payment solutions that work with. Okay. Yes, guys. So, right. I completely forgot what I was saying. Welcome, everyone. So, quick announcement. Yes, I was at the announcements. The boot camp. Now, I'm presenting at the boot camp. And I'm going to be presenting on building your online presence and as well as digital marketing for creatives. Now, my good Judy, Monique, who was on with me on Tuesday, we are actually co-presenting all 6 because it is 6 workshops between those 2 topics. And instead of doing 3, what we said was, okay, let's put our minds together and come up with something even better, an even better offering for participants than if we were doing it by ourselves, because she has knowledge in certain areas I don't, and vice versa. So we're putting our heads together, and we have actually come up with something that I think you guys will definitely benefit from. So please, if you have not yet, go and sign up. It is gonna be great. There's gonna be lots of giveaways. Okay, we're planning some giveaways for our students, and if you attend all 6 classes, so that's all 3 of the online presence workshop and all 3 of the digital marketing workshop, there's a special prize for you at the end of the digital marketing workshop, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. As well, I am actually starting to promote. Hi Dan, I'm starting to promote people on my page because there's a lot of creatives that I follow, a lot of digital Jamaicans that I follow who needs the space to talk about what it is that they're doing, how they're pivoting, and how we can support them. So, on my lives, which is now going to be Sundays and Thursdays, because there's so much topic, guys, that we can't really do it. Hi, Diane! That we can't really do it on a Thursday night only. So, I'm now going live 2 days. The name has changed to Digital Jamaica Live, not just Thursday Night Live. So we're doing 2 days, and we are going to, well, I say we, but it's me. I'm going to be allowing people to come on for brief seconds to talk about what they're doing post COVID, their brand, how they're pivoting, what their business are, how we can support them. They may not come on the live, but I'm definitely inviting them in the chat, and I'll be shouting them out and telling you about them as we go along. So if you want to promote using my platform, jump in my DMs, send me a message, and let's talk about it. It's free. I'm not charging anything for it. This is just this is another way I'm trying to give back, because a lot of us online are not doing so well right now, and even so we need to support each other anyways, right? So that's that. So in the spirit of that, I'm gonna be telling you, okay, so these earrings, these are my favorite big earrings. I soon come back. They hope I don't miss too much. Okay, so these are my favorite big earrings, and these are from Adorn. Oh my God, what's her name? August Adorn, right? August Adorn, and I've had these for years. I absolutely love them. When I get into my Erica Badu mode, okay, I put on my wrap and I put my earrings and my bougie. Yeah? So this is from August Adorn. She only makes copper jewelry, and they're also intricate and they're also beautiful. And the lipstick, honey, that's popping, is from Kuvali. I think that's how it's pronounced. She's a Jamaican. They're made here. She manufactures them here, and they're beautiful. Oh my God. This red is actually, it's very bright. It doesn't look as bright as it does, thank God, but it's very bright, and I absolutely love it. And then this ring, I got this for my birthday from one of my good friends, and it is from Beaucentric or Bowcentric, and she's on Instagram as well, so you can check them out. Okay, so August Adorn, Lips by Kuvali, Cuvalee, or no, Cuvali, Lips by Kuvali, and the rings are from Bowcentric. So I'm promoting our Jamaican small brands and businesses on this platform, guys, so you can expect more. If you are interested, jump in my DMs. But we're not going no further, okay? We're gonna get Leighton in so we can start this conversation, okay? So let me... Come on, guys, how have you been doing? How has this week been going for you? Between Tuesday and yesterday, I had little to no sleep, locked myself out of my house yesterday, waited 2.5 hours for a locksmith to come, all to hear that I was using the wrong keys to get into my own house. I was using the bottom key for the top and the top key for the bottom. It was ridiculous. Hi, Leighton.
Hey, Katie, how are you doing?
How you doing? Thanks for coming
I'm
on.
good, I'm good. Are you hearing me clearly?
I'm hearing you clearly. I'm not seeing you so clearly, though, but I'm hearing you clearly.
You're not seeing me clearly?
Oh, you're lighted. That's so much better. Yes.
That's better.
Yes. How you doing? First of all, congratulations on your JBDC thing. It was very great. Your presentation was good. Lots of engagement there. But let me tell you how I came across Mobile Edge. So I was doing web development for a client, because I moonlight as a web developer. Yes. So I was doing that for a client, and I was researching because the client is into software solutions. This is a client in the States, so they're into software solutions. Now, I don't know the technical language, Leighton, because y'all speaking in another language that's not English. Yes. So I was researching for the technical language to use, and then Mobile Edge came up. I was like, oh, what's this? And then I saw that it says Jamaica, and I thought, oh, this is just another foreign entity targeting Jamaica, because the website don't look local, and you know what I mean by don't look local.
Right.
Out it looks, and I was like, oh, cool. So, but no, because I don't know who they be. I don't know if they're local or not. And then I saw a Jamaican number, and then I searched it out, and I found that it was you on LinkedIn, and I followed you, and that is how I'm like, okay, great, this is a Jamaican person. So now we can talk. Now we can have a
Right.
conversation, right? So,
Right.
I want you to tell me how Mobile Edge came about. What was the idea behind it, and how did you launch? What was going on there?
All right. So thanks for having me.
Sure.
And the webinar with JBDC definitely went pretty well. A lot of engagement from that, and we've been getting a lot of interest, a lot of calls. Persons really want to understand how they can leverage
Yes.
e-commerce in their business. But how we got into this thing? Ah, good question. So this journey started approximately 10 years ago.
Right.
I was working, was fresh out of college and working with a technology security firm.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't quite love the job, although I was excelling in the field. And I actually took a pay cut to leave the job just so that I could get
Oh,
more into the IT space.
right.
And I joined a company at the time named Talk Caribbean. Talk was actually the regional arm of a global entity that was set up to sell SMS services to companies. So Talk was the regional arm, and I joined as a technical person. So that's where we started to get into software, and especially software that focuses on communication and digital communication.
Right.
But I found that whilst you were there, I mean, I started as a technical person, and I ended up doing sales as well. And for long, you start finding that you're involved in a number of different areas. And that's me generally. When I'm doing something, I'm doing it 100% or not at all.
Right.
And funny enough, the CEO at the time, who was Neil Patrick was actually the past head of digital messaging group. So
Mm-hmm.
he was actually one of those English guys who came down to work in building out digital network and programs across the Caribbean. And he actually left that to start Fort Talk, and I started working with him. But he had to actually go back to England,
Right.
and in going back to England, I was actually given the opportunity to run the company, and I got shares and support in that entity.
Oh,
However, whilst operating and growing the company, we managed to grow the company from literally the corner of one of our partners' office. Actually, Tyrone Wilson is also one of the partners in that
yes,
business.
I got that.
Right, so we used to operate out of Tyrone's office before, and um, we grew the business to have companies like NCB, and JMMB, and so forth. But we realized that just like many other technology solution providers out there, there's still a lot of limitation in how it can be assimilated locally.
Yes.
So we literally decided that, hey, listen, for us to really maximize on this opportunity, let us look at building our own solution for our own market.
Mm-hmm.
And we were already in the mobile space, so we started to look at what are some of the needs that are in the mobile space. Because Talk was such an innovative solution,
Mm-hmm.
we were doing a lot more things than anybody in the market was able to do. So we're talking about using SMS to drive lead generation. Up to now, NCB marketing is still using our platform since 2010 to drive lead generation. And with the innovation that was coming out of that, we literally saw a myriad of opportunities in mobile. And we built Mobile Edge with a singular focus of looking at how is it that we can actually leverage mobile penetration
Yeah.
and the reach and all that mobile has to offer to empower companies to do business with their customers anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
And that is really where Mobile Edge Solutions itself was born in 2016. We
Right.
decided that we were going to try to focus on this area and own this niche. And 4 years later, we are one of the go-to companies when it comes to e-commerce, mobile communication, and those doing business online. So that's pretty much where the idea came from. It has been a journey getting to where we are now, because when we started Mobile Edge, we did not necessarily, yes, we had that general idea of what we wanted to do, or what we wanted to provide,
Mm-hmm.
but the specifics of how that would work, we really weren't sure. So it's actually one of those businesses that have grown generically over the period. It has
Yeah.
grown out of just simply listening to the customers, looking at what it is that they need in the market, and providing those solutions. And that is what has brought us to where we are now. So we're literally in a space now where we're able to power any company to be able to take advantage of e-commerce opportunities, mobile communication opportunities. Literally, it doesn't matter where your customer is in the world, we're able to set up infrastructure that enables you to facilitate the doing of business with that customer
Right.
online, you know.
Right. And that's actually the part that I want to focus on, because you guys, there are several different things that you do. All of them are in the digital space, or catering to people in the digital space, or who wants to leverage that space to, again, as you said, for lead generation purposes, and to be able to access
Right.
customers from anywhere. The ability to reach people, the ability to sell to people, and to collect payments. And I was surprised, because I was like, how are they doing this? And that is that how is actually what I want to talk to you tonight. Talk to you about tonight, the e-commerce part, the part where I, as a small business, or just a business, because it's not like big businesses have the opportunity to do it anyway, but as a Jamaican
Right.
business, can go online, market my services to anybody anywhere in the world, get them to pay for those services online, and get my money. Okay, so
Right.
that's the part I
Right.
want you to talk about. Now I see, and I want you to correct me if I'm wrong. Do you offer merchant account services? Is that how you do it? Or better yet, let me
Currently,
tell us how you actually
how
do
it
it.
works.
Yes, how
Right.
it works.
So currently, we do not offer merchant accounts ourselves.
Okay.
We are working on something, and when that becomes available, we'll definitely let persons know. So in the interim, what we've realized,
Some new news, Leighton. Did I?
yes, it's still a bit hush hush, you know. So, but we're working on something, and helping persons, because the
Oh,
reality is that in this space, Jamaica is a very entrepreneurial country.
very.
We love to do our own thing, and we love to be in charge of our future. And
Mhm.
I think that is what drives the entrepreneurial nature of the persons, you know. But what you find is that a lot of persons are not knowledgeable on what it really takes to really run an online business.
Yeah,
Oftentimes, persons think about an online business, just think about a website that runs itself, and it's a lot more than that. When
yeah.
you think about an online business, you have to think about it in the context of how you want to operate and what exactly that you want to achieve. In many instances, the online business itself need back-end support, just like any operation would.
Mm.
So literally, if it is that you're starting a new business, you still have to think about how is it that you're going to support the business physically. If it's that you already have an existing business, then you definitely need to build out that business to
Mhm.
match the existing business model that you currently have, right?
Right.
That's the first thing that we tell persons when they're setting up their online business. Look at it in that regard.
Okay.
Now, payment is a pain point in our market,
Yeah.
and the reality is that without being able to collect payments online, the business will never be complete, because you're not able to fulfill the order that you have received
Yeah.
without getting
And
monies
it's limiting
in your hand.
market. It's limiting you to one particular market when you can be offering your services to other people. So
Everybody,
the inability to do that is it's like stunting your growth.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So what we have done is to actually start working on supporting the integration of payment gateways into websites, and we
Right.
found that by doing that, we were able to start helping customers to understand what it took to really get set up online,
Mhm.
what it took to really get access to these services, and also not only what it took to collect payment, but what type of systems are required online for you to be able to collect these payments.
Right.
So some of the ways how we look at implementing these types of things is that there are these many popular platforms out there. You have Shopify, you have Wix, you have WordPress,
Mhm.
and I'm sure there are a couple others as well, because I know Adobe has their own
Yeah.
suite of products
WooCommerce.
and so forth.
Mhm.
Right, WooCommerce is a part of WordPress,
Yeah.
and WordPress is actually our preferred platform to develop on, simply because it gives you the ability to start very small and scale to any size
It's
without right having to worry about your limitation. One of the things
yeah,
that
and
persons
then
oftentimes forget about.
integrable. WordPress makes it easy for you to integrate third-party systems, whether it's through a plugin
Definitely,
or whatever, into the
definitely.
so yeah.
Definitely. And in this day and age where marketing is a key part of any website, you
Mhm.
have to think about what happens when persons reach the website, what happens after they do business, how do you get them back onto the platform to do business. So being able to automate your marketing is a key part of it. And you have plugins for everything, you know. So we literally started working out with WordPress, and we realized that, you know, there are some ways that we can go about doing this thing. So in a sense, when you look at the payment gateway landscape, you're really looking at two options. You know, you have your local options and then you have your international options. Now, for your local options, you have companies like NCB, CIBC, Scotiabank, Sagicor, and newcomers FGB, who are now offering payment gateways. All of 5 different entities. But when you really think about it, the small business person still have challenges accessing those services, right? And there are reasons why it can be preventative. And I'll start with, first and foremost, cost. When you look at the cost to set up with any of these payment gateways, you're looking at a minimum of 500 US just to create the account alone. And that 500 US is actually with First Global Bank, who is the latest entrant in the game. So it makes sense for you to be one of the cheapest, you know? It goes up to as much as 1,500 US just to create the account, and that's what Sagicor charges. And there are different pros and cons for each payment gateway provider, because for instance, at Sagicor, although their setup fee may be high, their transaction rates are actually one of the better ones, because NCB and charges about 4.5% for their transactions. Sagicor is 3.9%.
When you say transaction, when you say online payment gateways, can you explain what you mean? The local offerings, what are they when you talk about, are you talking about point of sale or card transaction, that little device that they give you, or the device that the ability to do it on your mobile phone? What are you talking about when you talk about online payment systems locally?
All right. So what an online payment system is an e-commerce facility that is first and foremost only available online. So those swipe machines and so forth that you see, Sagicor, NCB, and all the other banks offering, where you go and you swipe your card at the merchant location. Those are POS systems. But they're all connected to a merchant account. So when you go to the bank to get one of those POS systems, what they will do is sign you up with a merchant account. Now the e-commerce infrastructure becomes an extension of that merchant account. So if you are a company who is already doing collecting credit card payments via a POS machine, that means that you already have a merchant account. What you now need is an e-commerce account to connect to that merchant account. So it's an extension of merchant services, and you will notice that whenever the banks are presenting, as the NCB advertising a lot on TV now, their digital services, and you will notice that POS, e-commerce, all of those are kind of bundled together because they're part of the merchant account. So if you are collecting payments, physical card payments at your location, and it's terminating into your business account, it's really an extension of that facility. So when you go to the bank and say, all right, you have a question, I say, I have a question, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, because I want to be very clear about this, what exactly it is that they're offering in terms of the ability to collect payment from people online. And by online, I mean, if I should set up a Shopify space or a WooCommerce space or whatever, NCB has a facility where I can integrate that into my shop and collect payments online. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. But specifically, I mean, Shopify, one of the challenges with Shopify, and we can get into e-commerce platforms and what you're able to do with each. But what we'll find is that it's because WordPress is free, a free platform that is open source, you find that us developers are able to build these applications readily to integrate with NCB's course of Sagicor. Now with Shopify, which is a paid platform, what they do is to limit a lot of the things that you can and can't do. And that is why, for instance, when customers come to us saying that, hey, Leighton, I have a Shopify account and I want to figure out how I can connect my local bank account and so forth. Oftentimes, there are certain barriers around that. I know that Shopify, for instance, right? Go ahead.
No, man, sorry, you're Shopify, for instance.
Right, so for instance, Shopify by default uses PayPal as their payment engine, you know? And a number of other platforms out there will default that. So you find that you have less control over the paid platforms as opposed to the free ones. With the free ones, you're able to do a lot more. So with WordPress, and that's why we drive persons towards WordPress.
Okay.
all the time, because with WordPress, there's nothing to hold you back with that is concerned, right?
Okay.
So
So
what the services that they offer,
Mhm.
service that the banks offer, is really providing an account with some credentials. So when you go to the bank and say, hey, Mr. Bank, Mr. NCB, Scotia, or whomever,
Uh-huh.
I want an e-commerce account so I can connect online.
Right.
What they will give you are the credentials for that account so that you can plug it in online and put in that information.
It's a plug.
What we would
Is it?
we would create that plugin. We would create that plugin to link the bank account. You
Oh,
understand? So
okay.
think
That's
about it this way.
understand. I want my audience to be very clear and understand
Right.
what's happening. It's not that NCB has a plugin or a link or anything.
No
It just give you access to a
access.
particular
Right.
account, and then a developer like Leighton will create a
Right.
plugin to connect the two things. So NCB itself
Right.
does not have a payment gateway. What they have is an account that allows it to happen through a third-party extension created by some developer like you, Leighton.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
what I'm
Correct.
looking at. Okay, great. And you said,
Correct.
so is that the same for Scotia and Sagicor as well, or do they actually have a plugin or a system or some code or something?
Last time I spoke to Sagicor,
Mhm.
I know they didn't have any at that point in time, but I
So
don't know if they've
same
updated
setup.
since then. Right. So what most persons do is actually provide that all of the options locally. All they do is provide that that connectivity to that account. So think about it like, for instance, when you are setting up a beneficiary in your online banking system.
Right.
You have to go in and you put in their account number, the account details.
Oh,
Those are the credentials to connect to the account. So we now have to go in, build the infrastructure to actually to connect to that account and withdraw the funds whenever a transaction is being done
okay.
on the website.
Just a second,
Right.
Mr. Campbell. Several persons are asking questions, and because it's going so fast, I'm not seeing. Guys, there's a button right beside the comment section that has a question mark in it. Drop the questions in there so I can go and find them when it's the Q&A time. But if you put the question in the chat, I'm gonna have to scroll up or scroll down. So use that question mark button beside the comment section where you type in your comment and drop your questions in there, because I want to make sure that you guys get your questions answered. It's not showing right where you would click to put your comment in. Right beside it should be look a button with a question mark in it. Not available, honey. Okay, guys. Well, then hold your questions until Q&A. We're coming up on Q&A at about 1:45. So hold your questions until then. But they're saying thanks for the clarification, because let me tell you why I wanted to clarify, because I was on here last week ranting and raving about the fact that we don't have an online payment gateway that is offered by any of the banks. So I wanted to know if I was actually correct or if I was talking nonsense, but I was actually correct because the system actually comes from you. They just facilitate it.
Well, no, and you're wrong and right in the same breath. It's a
Please.
two-part solution. It's a
Yes.
two-part solution.
Mhm.
So there is the facility to withdraw the funds from that account. So think about it. Think about it in the context of your POS system, right?
Mhm.
So you go to NCB
Right.
or Scotia, CIBC, whichever bank, you go to the bank, right?
Mhm.
And you say, hey, I want to collect physical credit cards at my location.
Mhm.
First and foremost, the bank will ask you to create an account
Right.
for you to collect those funds in. And then what they will give you now is a POS machine, so that whenever persons swipe at your location, the funds are withdrawn by the machine. So the machine itself activates the transaction.
Well,
So
understand
in every
that.
whether it be e-commerce or POS, you need some type of system to initiate the transaction.
By system,
And then it's the gateway.
yes, by system I actually mean the gateway. So they do have, that's what I'm saying. That's why I use the word facilitate. So they do
Right.
facilitate the ability to collect payment online, but not because they're offering you a plugin or some kind of code or something that you can integrate into your site. It's just a facility that they have, that then people like you can build a plugin or some kind of extension that can be integrated that would connect to their system.
Right, right. So it's a two-part solution. There needs to be the account with that facility to
You
activate
have
the
the first
actual transaction.
e-commerce
Right,
account from them, which costs a gajillion
right,
dollars. Okay, okay,
right.
understand
And
that.
then you have that system in place. Right,
Okay,
right,
but you have to get the account from them. You can't just have a regular bank account or a regular merchant
no,
account. It's a special account that they've created.
right,
And if you can get an integration that can connect with that account, then you're gravy.
right,
Okay,
right, right,
fantastic. So now
right.
what I want to know is then how then can a regular person like me that cannot afford $1,500 or even 500 US dollars to connect, what are the options? Because I can sit here all day and rant and rave about how myopic that is and how they're offering a solution that is also limiting in and of itself. Because if you're going to offer me a solution, Mr. Campbell, might as well
Completely.
offer, make it
Yeah, quite
available
completely.
to just about everybody, because we know that in Jamaica, most of the people who are going to be doing this are small business people. You don't have
Right,
a Gray selling cock soup and WooCommerce. You know what I mean?
right,
Most of
right, right,
most of the people who need this kind of facility are shut out from it, and that is the
right,
myopia I'm talking about. So they're offering a solution, but it's a solution for an elite group of people that can actually afford to go that route. So it might as well never offer with nothing, because it's just as having no solution then in the first place.
right. Because
People like me like having no solution then. But then
right, because in some instances, in some instances, I know companies like NCB will have minimum transaction amount that they will ask you for. They will ask you for projections, how much you expect to transact through the gateway and so forth. So these are some of the things you'll have to consider as well. Some entities do not have this minimum transaction amount. Again, like a NCB will have a recurring monthly fee. I think it's about $40. Don't quote me, somewhere between $30 and $40 thereabout. Other payment gateways don't have that. So different providers have different ways how they mitigate against the risk, because it's a risky business.
no, it's not. I'm sorry, Leighton.
It
I'm
is, it
sorry.
is, it is. No, it is, it
No,
is.
it is not as risky as having a brick and mortar. It is not. Because you are in
No,
the
what I mean by risk is direct relation to the exposure and fraud that the banks are exposed. So I will tell you flat out. I will tell you flat out that
no, I'm not saying no, but they are already exposed to fraud. They're just not telling people. You see what happened to Jane the other day?
yes, but you see when
No,
you get into online
they're
business,
already exposed.
yes, but Keda, when you get into online business, because somebody doesn't have to move from behind their computer, it's even for them they feel even safer committing that type of fraud. When they talk about, I heard somebody who was on my webinar, and I think I saw her log on just now earlier, was even asking how does she mitigate against fraudulent chargebacks, and what are chargebacks before I get into even that.
Right.
Chargebacks are when persons make purchases online, and then they have to go and dispute why this thing is showing up on my bank statement, and then the bank now has to launch an entire investigation to find out what happened to those funds, why it got withdrawn. Those are where chargebacks come from.
Right.
And once the bank has to issue a chargeback, they're going to be charging 500 US in some instances back to the owner of those store. Now, what that individual has actually experienced is where she has sold her product, shipped it to the individual, and then the individual go and complain to the customer. Go and complain to the bank that they did not receive their goods or whatever services, and then the bank now initiates a chargeback to the entity. Now imagine you sold a piece of item for 200 US, and then you were getting a chargeback of up to 500 US because of this dispute that this person did. So there are different ways of fraudulent activity
Yeah,
that persons have, and there's the hitting of cards, but there's also a lot more.
not disputing that in the slightest. And banks are not necessarily there to facilitate everybody who's a member of the bank. I can appreciate all of that. But you see, Mr. McIntosh, and I always talk about Mr. McIntosh, who he's one of Amazon's biggest seller globally. He's Jamaican, he lives right in Mandeville. You know him.
Right, I'm familiar with it.
That he always talks about paralysis by analysis. And I think our banks and our financial institutions engage in that thing a whole lot, where they sit down and think of every single possible thing that could go wrong, and then build that in, limit the services that they're offering, thereby limiting the rest of us who actually want to get on there and do something. Instead of trying to find ways to, okay, we have identified all the problems that could possibly happen, or maybe problems that could come up in the future. Let's see how we can still offer these services and put in safeguards and systems in place to mitigate or minimize this while still not limiting people. Because Leighton, you are in the digital space, you're a tech person. You know where the world is. First of all, you know where the world has already gone, because Jamaica is just now talking about digital economy. Leighton, you know that conversation been done, dusted, gone long time, and people gone about their business and now start talking about AI and all that other shit. This is a 20-year-old conversation we're having now, and we're still at the we're going, but fraud, but callbacks, but the digital economy that can actually grow the economy generally. What do you think? What is the scale? What are you weighing here? What are you hedging? Is what I'm saying. Because Jamaica don't shop online. We are.
It's a traditional flaw. It's a traditional flaw within the banking sector, where the banks. I mean, I was invited to a recent initiative put on by the Bankers Association of Jamaica, that was held at Terra Nova, I think late last year.
Right.
And one of the things that I realized from that is that the banks are used to doing they continue to do business in the same old way that they're used to doing it. You hear them talking about the same persons who they've been servicing loans with from Wapikil Club are the same persons who are not able to get those loans. I saw where, for instance, I think it was who is the guy for Ready TV? Is it Christian was his name? Came on TV saying that if he, with his good name and his goodwill, is not able to get a loan in Jamaica to grow his business, then who can? And this is the reality of the financial sector local.
It is.
The financial sector is not interested in taking any unnecessary risk than what they need to take. They will prefer to stay with what has worked for them since forever and not evolve. Now, this is where, for instance, international providers have gained traction on our market. Yes, and that is why, for instance, persons like PayPal and Stripe will continue to get business from Jamaicans. And I'm just gonna just segue into that, into those options at this point.
I'm gonna talk about that, but before you segue, Leighton, I'm so glad you said it, because I have been beating this soapbox for the longest while. And we're gonna segue because we don't have an option but to segue, because we are constantly being put in a position where we have to find workarounds. We're not saying to the banks, no, y'all need to get your ish together and let's do this. We're saying, okay, fine, it's cultural, that's how they are, let's find a workaround. The conversation needs to evolve from that space where we're telling them, okay, that's fine, that's just how the banks are, let's find a workaround to, okay, we are the customers and we are telling you that you need to come here, because they're holding us back. They're holding all of us back. And
that is true.
That's a stranglehold. What can we do except find workarounds? So here you are, brilliant as you are, have to sit here to try to figure out how to find a workaround, run a system that we shouldn't. How many different merchant account providers are there? How many different payment processors are there? Everybody else in, and I hate to talk about first world and developed world. I really hate to talk about that. But that's how the banks are making us feel. Everybody else are foreign, have access to any one of these that they want to.
Easily.
Jump in, anybody can shop anything, any little thing, then can sell any rubbish online because they have the capacity. And they are battling, and it's not like the infrastructure is not there. Them just them risk averse, and I cannot see how you're so risk averse as a financial institution where make billions.
The reality,
every quarter.
The reality, is that if the banks find a way to make this facility more accessible to the common folk, I guarantee you that our financial position as a nation will significantly be boosted because right now,
Exactly.
e-commerce provides the best opportunity for launching any business. You pay a
What you have on your
fraction
page,
of
what
the
you
cost of
in our
any
blog.
business.
That's all,
Repeat that, what's that?
that sound like it comes straight from my blog.
No, it's something I firmly believe in. It's something I firmly believe in because the message that we're pushing to persons is that listen, if you think about opening another branch, the cost that you will incur to open that branch compared to opening an online store
Yeah.
is far less. And I was having a meeting because when you think of it, especially during COVID, I've been talking to at least 3 to 6, 7 businesses daily about how they can make this switch. And
Right.
the reality is that unfortunately, COVID is the one who had to bring it into focus. But a lot of these traditional institutions are now saying, hey, I'm trying to figure out how is it that I can actually set up an online version of my company that actually now becomes the biggest branch. And that's the way that we need to be thinking. The reality is that e-commerce is the number one business model that is able to
I
take your
know
business
exactly.
anywhere in the world. It's not limited by location, gender, race, nothing at all
Nothing.
stops e-commerce from happening.
And
So when you really think about it, if
bar-
it is that we're able to fix that payment gateway problem, then definitely I think from poverty overall, I think can be eradicated by just us being
and
able to do this type of
other thing is them can make more money too. For say not for them bank revenues anywhere. And they can charge them 5 bajillion fees anywhere. It's not, that's the thing. They are also leaving money on the table by limiting our money. And it is the most
right.
ridiculous thing. You are telling me
Because the reality,
you have this gajillion dollar business, because NCB worth how much gajillion dollars? They are the biggest financial institution in the English speaking Caribbean. Hands down by
right,
far, NCB is the
right,
biggest financial institution in the English speaking Caribbean. NCB, they are foreign. They have an NCB in England, because when I was in England, my auntie used to bank with NCB. You understand what I'm saying?
right,
It's a
right.
multinational company with them fancy tech team and them fancy advisors. And you are telling me, say, none of them can figure out enough for their head how to minimize, how banks anywhere else have been doing this. How
I mean, a part of it,
banks are collapsed because of integrated payment systems.
a part of it is not only the banks because I mean, yes, the banks have their part to play, but they also have to follow some of the regulatory policies. So they have to also operate within the framework. So for instance, I'll give an example.
Framework is
I'll give an example. I'll give an example. The idea was trying to figure out what were the documentations that each bank required just to get set up. I went to one bank, I won't call the bank's name, and I was given up to 10 documents to fill out just to get an account open and get the e-commerce facility. I went to another and I got 4. So I'm seeing where there is room for some amount of innovation within the sector. And the reality as well is that when you look at what the amount of monies that persons are paying in some instances by accessing the overseas accounts, if it is that the banks feel like, hey, the risk is too high, they can even increase the fees that they're charging here to compensate for that. What persons need access to it, because what I've found is that being as entrepreneurial as we are, persons will find innovative ways to include that cost in the cost of their product and market up and sell it and support. You understand? However, the facility first needs to be in place to be able to power it.
Exactly. But and this is the thing, we need, and we don't need, because clearly we've been operating without them. But to make business easier, I find that our banks are not in the business of making business easy. It is not.
No.
It is so hard. It is so hard. First of all, it is hard to set up a bank account as a regular layman. They might ask you for 5 million documents and then they want JP sign it. We still do the JP thing. You know what I mean? But that in itself is hard. But if you are, as you said when you open up, Jamaicans are an entrepreneurial set of people. We the original hustlers. Yeah? We're always trying to find a way to earn. We're not a welfare country. We're not.
No.
We're not lazy neither. We're not a lazy set of people. You understand? But why is it that the biggest institutions, because the banks and the financial institutions are the biggest institutions outside of the government in our country, why is it that they make it so hard to do business. Why a farmer can go in there and get a little POS system where he can sell him produce from? Why a jerk chicken man can get a little account? Why is it so hard?
I mean,
for
a big part of it. I mean, I know the banks have their part to play in about when you exist in an underdeveloped country or developing country. Some of the issues that you have to deal with has to deal with regulatory policy. So, for instance, in the US, why is it that a farmer in the US, can get access to traditional banking services? Why? Because maybe they're filing their taxes, they have whatever documentation is required at a minimal level. In Jamaica, where things are so segmented, oftentimes it comes back to a regulatory issue, because one of the main reasons why there are so much unbanked persons in Jamaica is because they need that thing called a job letter to open an account. Without a job letter, you cannot get that. I remember getting one of my accounts when I was at University of the West Indies. I had to bring a status that said I was a student there to open the account. And these are some of the things that you have to consider, in the banking sector. So, the banks will be the banks. The banks will be the banks. We as entrepreneurs.
Oh, but this is the government thing when I talk about. In my mind, it's almost as if the people that run these institutions, including governmental agencies, the people where they set policies, governmental policy. First of all, we don't have a legal framework for digital trading, which I can say, okay, well, the banks have that to stand on, so we don't really have a legal framework. But I'm wondering sometimes, the people who make these policies, them know who Jamaicans are, them know which part of them there. Because it's almost as if they make policies for people when not exist here. Because I am thinking, we live in Jamaica. These are Jamaicans. These problems that you're highlighting have been around since my grandmother was a baby.
True. Nothing new.
Involved our systems to facilitate what is actually happening on the ground. You cannot go and tell a farmer, say, him need a job letter, or him need to get a JP for sign something, or him need to have 5 million documents and financial statements and statements of accounting, and which, first of all, him can't afford an accountant to do any of this. You are putting unnecessary stress, and I think a part of it is laziness, because the banks have the ability to do due diligence. They do. But they don't want, they want you to come do everything. And you know what? Let me stop, because I get so annoyed by it, because we seem to forget the people them that we're dealing with. You cannot put people in a position where they have to do certain things and then tell them that the fact that they're in that position is the reason why they can't advance. Hell, what other choice do they have? Because it's not like you're saying, well, this exists and they just don't want to take advantage of it. Nothing exists. It's not there. These people are doing with what they have. It's not like we live in this grand metropolitan, yeah, where they can get access to this and access to that. Shit, we just fixed the damn road then. Highway 2008, even 4 years old. So what we talking about here? Anyways, so thank God for people like you who see what the problem is, see what the gap is. I'm a filler of gaps. I like people who fill gaps. So since we are a country of work around and go around and go under things, because the powers that be deaf, blind, and dumb and can't read room, you have created this system where you have linked third-party payment processors like Stripe, as a 2Checkout, as a PayPal, and as a Payoneer, and you now empower Jamaican businesses to be able to use these systems to access payments online. And last week, as a Spur Open in the chat, last week we were talking to Wendell from Spur Open, who does also provides that system. But how does this actually work with your system? How do you make that connection? How do you make it happen? And what can we do to access it?
All right. So what we've done is to look at, and when we meet with customers, we have to look at their business. What are the resources that the business have that can be used to take advantage of whatever solutions are available?
Yeah.
So we'll generally start at the top and say, is your business registered? Do you have audited financials, TCC, and those basic stuff that the government of Jamaica would need to authorize you? And for persons who have that, then we'll say, all right, these are your local options. Now, there are persons who are the hustlers or just even small business owners who may not be so up to date on some of the documentation and so forth, but they still need to get access to these services.
Yeah.
What we've done is to find different workarounds, as you mentioned, workarounds to get this thing going. And we identified 3 options that favor Jamaican persons. Now, unfortunately, one of those options have actually pulled out of Jamaica because of fraudulent activity, which is actually 2Checkout. 2Checkout supports many of the other Caribbean countries, but not Jamaica at the moment, right? So as it is right now, we're looking at nearly 2 options for Jamaicans. You have PayPal, which everybody can sign up for, and then you have Stripe. Now with Stripe, how Stripe works, and I want to explain the difference between PayPal and Stripe because oftentimes persons don't understand what the difference is.
But you can definitely tell us what you think about it.
Right. So PayPal provides both an e-commerce facility and a mobile wallet, so that when the funds are withdrawn from the card and cleared by PayPal, they are dumped into a mobile wallet. So it's like a digital account that holds the funds on your behalf, right?
That you can use to pay for things.
With Stripe, however, Stripe is just a payment gateway. So you would still need to have a US account to link to your Stripe account to be able to collect payments.
Okay.
So in some instances, and let me first focus on PayPal because that's the easiest, simple one. With PayPal, any Jamaican person can sign up for an account and get started in no time. There's no cost to sign up, no monthly fees. Only thing in there you have to consider is how do you integrate it with your website.
Right.
If you have a Shopify store, you can connect it to yourself. If you have a Wix store, you can connect it to yourself. If you have a WordPress website, if you are techy enough, maybe you can. Maybe if you don't have the technology expertise, then you may want to reach out to a developer like us to help you get connected.
I created a button that day. I created a PayPal button and added it to my site. It really didn't take that long, but you just need to read and understand what they're saying.
Right. Now, where it becomes tricky is accessing the funds after it is being collected.
Yes.
Right? And with PayPal, the typical way to access your funds from PayPal is to request a check from them, which generally takes a few weeks to be sent to Jamaica and then another 30 days to be cleared. So you're looking at anywhere between 45 days to roughly 60 days to get access to your money. Now, for some businesses, that cannot work where cash flow is concerned.
Exactly.
So what we as Mobile Edge have actually done is to actually facilitate PayPal transfers by allowing a person who has money in their PayPal account to just transfer it to our account, and then we do a payout to your local account within 48 hours. Number of persons have been taking up that service.
Within 48 hours?
Within 48 hours. Within 48 hours. Right. So that's pretty much how our integration with PayPal works, and we support the customers in enabling them to get quick access to their monies, right?
Okay.
Then there is Stripe. And funny enough, Mobile Edge actually has a direct relationship with Stripe through our US counterpart.
Okay.
And actually we're able to set up any amount of customers under a Stripe account once they meet the minimum requirements. Now, minimum requirements of Stripe is that you must either have a social security number or an employee identification number. The EIN number is normally assigned to businesses. So if you register a business in the US, then you'll get the EIN and you can sign up with your EIN.
Right.
If you have a social, then you can also sign up with your social. And you still also need to get that bank account to collect the funds. Now, some persons have gone the extra mile, like myself, to get like a Bank of America account. Bank of America account is a very powerful account that can be used to do many different things, right? So we've gone the extra mile to
of approval on it from everywhere.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. And we have gone the extra mile to get that account. So once you set up Stripe to collect payments on your website, then typically it takes 2 days to clear the funds. It gets dropped into your US account, and then you can use a money transfer service to transfer the funds back to Jamaica.
Like Payoneer.
So we recommend, no, not Payoneer. I'm going to talk about Payoneer after this.
Okay.
This is now where we encourage persons to use a money transfer service called Zoom. You see Zoom being advertised on local TV with UCM boards and PayPal. Right, a PayPal-based service. Now, why we recommend Zoom is because Zoom gives you the cheapest option of getting the money, so to only pay $5 USD to get access to that money. So in a sense, what persons will do sometimes is have the money build up in the account and probably transfer it on a schedule, whether it be weekly, monthly. It's up to you how quickly you want to get access to your accounts, right? So that's using Stripe with a US account, and then you use Zoom to get the money into Jamaica.
Leighton, what if I don't have a social security number or EIN?
All right, so you have two options, and I'm going to first talk about the Stripe option.
Okay.
So with the Stripe option, they actually have a service called Stripe Atlas, and you can Google it. Stripe Atlas gives you the ability to sign up to actually register a business, get an overseas account, and get the Stripe facility under one roof. So they create an entire package for you, because what Stripe has realized is that
that's an official extension of Stripe?
Official extension of Stripe.
Okay.
Official. And it's called Stripe Atlas. What Stripe has recognized is that there are markets like Jamaica that they don't support directly. So what they have done is to create Stripe Atlas, so entrepreneurs in those markets can get the necessary criteria that enables them to use the Stripe facility, which is really having that bank account, having some kind of business affiliation in the US, where you have either your EIN or your social security number to get set up. And once you get that done, then you're able to get set up. So somebody in Jamaica who does not have a business registered anywhere at all, I would recommend that, hey, if you want to do business online, look at Stripe Atlas first.
And with Stripe Atlas though, but you still have to have a social security number?
They will give you the EIN number for the business registration, because Stripe Atlas gives you.
So they facilitate me registering my business overseas to get the EIN number.
Correct. And what they will do, because I know the next question comes in. So later, when I register my business overseas, won't I have to pay US taxes? No, because what Stripe Atlas does is to actually register your business in Delaware. I think that's the state that they typically use. Delaware, Wyoming, and I don't remember if there are any others. Those two states are extremely friendly for taxes. And pretty much what happens in that setup is that once you register the business in any of those states, if you're doing business outside of the states, then you're not liable for any taxes. So we as Mobile Edge, we only incur a $90 charge per year to our overseas partners who handle our registration and filing. Actually file on our behalf.
Is there a fee for this? Is there a fee?
90 US. 90 US is what they charge to file the taxes on our behalf.
No man, Stripe Atlas, do they charge a fee for this?
Oh yes. There's a $500 flat fee.
$100 flat fee, guys.
No. 500 US.
Hold a second, Leighton. Leighton, do you have some time to take some questions after this? If we go over after this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, guys, we're coming up on 9 o'clock. But if you guys, when the live ends, I'm gonna come back again for the question and answer. Well, for Leighton to finish up telling us about all these things, and then a question and answer. Okay, so we're not running out of time. We're gonna answer the questions. All right. So there's a $500 flat fee that Stripe Atlas
charges. Right. And literally what it does, it gives you a one-stop shop. So you get the business, you get the US account, and you get a Stripe account.
All right.
So that you can do all the business you need. After you finish the Stripe Atlas, the only thing you now need to do is connect Stripe to your website, and you're done.
Okay, then great. Okay. So what you see,
I want to touch on. Repeat.
No, I was gonna say it's still cheaper than trying to get a $1,500 local.
Still cheaper. Still cheaper and faster.
And it's a one-time payment.
One-time payment.
Okay.
Now, where Payoneer comes in is that Payoneer is a mobile.
Payoneer to my Stripe. And then what happens is I send my Stripe money to Payoneer, and then Payoneer links directly to my local account. So I use Payoneer like a foreign exchange account. But what are you saying about Payoneer?
Yeah, I was going to recommend the same, that you can actually use Payoneer as the US account.
Yes.
So if you don't want to go all the way of setting up that US entity and so forth, then you can use a Payoneer card to do that. Now, why would you choose to set up an account versus getting the Payoneer card? The Payoneer card, I think, is free based on my last recollection. You can sign up online and they can ship it to you. However, when you start adding up your charges, you're going to find that Payoneer could become quite expensive, because you're going to look at paying at least 3.9% for the transaction fee for Stripe. You're not going to look at least another, I think it's 4% to withdraw the monies from Payoneer to your account. So easier looking at anywhere between 7 to 8, 9% to access your funds. As opposed to if you set up the bank account overseas, only pay the 3.9% of the monies, and then you only pay $5 US to transfer it back out into Jamaica. Right.
So we're counting down. Leighton, stand by, please. We're going to switch over to part 2 of